Hey, it's Lady Colleen Heller. Welcome to another episode of the Now Reality Podcast with me, Lady Colleen Heller, and today's guests will be Nancy and Louise, who are part of the conversation, which is already in progress, as we've done before. The conversation is about vibrational energy that is around now and how we can work with it and actually take advantage of it because its uniqueness is it's kind of like spongy. So everything that happens isn't so erratic. Even though it's Mercury retrograde, which everybody fears so much, it's really the vibratory fields that are coming off the planet and to the planet that we mostly deal with. So I hope you enjoy it. If you have any comments, questions, or ideas for other podcasts or any interest, please comment, leave a message, and we will get back to you. Please enjoy. React, and that's really us letting go of things that are trapped. But now, if you start thinking of things that are upsetting or they come to you, it's almost like they're floating out of you more than they're expecting a response. It's like, oh, okay, remember that? Yeah, let it go, let it go. And you feel calm about it. It's a good feeling. It's a good time to look at contracts and books, and it's a good time to look at where you've been in the immediate moment and where the next immediate moment is right here, you're now, and just let whatever you think of breathe. Don't pack it down. Just let it breathe, and it's not yours. Just let it breathe.
So I had something interesting happen.
I'll go.
I mean, what you're saying now reminded me. So last night, in between waking and sleeping, I started thinking about a show that I did years ago. And I started thinking about the choreographer, and I had a really bad experience with him. And he was like on my case the whole time and was really cruel. And at the end, he kind of apologized to me for that. Um, and then they called me when that show ended. They called me to do the same show in another location. And I said, forget it. I don't want to work with that guy again. And then went back to sleep. So today, I was
So
just
interesting.
scrolling through Facebook, and all of a sudden, I see this page that I had never seen before. And the choreographer's name was Ron Lewis, and Frederick Apcar was the producer. And it was called Friends of Ron Lewis and Frederick Apcar, out of the blue. And then I started reading some of the comments, and people were saying, oh, he's the most wonderful choreographer. It's like that was not my experience. The guy was on drugs and manic the whole time. So I got busy kind of like writing a response. Well, that's not what I. And then I said, you know what? I don't want to deal with the blowback from this. So I just deleted the whole thing. And then I thought, well, why the hell did that memory come up? That was so unpleasant. I mean, I kind of had my payback by saying I'm not working for that bastard again. But so what is all I was thinking today, what does all that mean?
But
So
doesn't
is
it
that,
fit? It fits right into what we're talking about.
yeah.
It's right in. Your response was your reaction to your dream time or what happened was to write this post and da 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 and then delete it.
Yeah.
Because really, what? And it's the blowback for sure. I get blowback all the time when I probably shouldn't do it, but I still do. Every time someone says, oh, we love God, he is, and I go, oh, he, isn't that a human pronoun? And I leave it there. And nobody likes to answer that. But I want people to think, why can't it be she then? It's never going to be she. It's always going to be he, because it's male dominance here. This was like, wake up. Why isn't it or who or they or them or whatever, anything else? But they can be female, them can be female, but it's not. It's always male. So I leave that, and I know there's going to be blowback. So what I do is I answer, I write it, I wait to see if anything happens. If something starts happening, I just like block that person. And I still leave my comment there. But I don't want to hear your response because I'm allowed my opinion. I'm not asking for you to debate it with me. Just change the facts. That'll be great. And that's what you think. So when you have a response and you go to post, that's our reaction, right? That's our emotional reaction. But in this time, it's like, yeah, well, what's the point? Actually, what's that going to bring me? Nothing. I don't even care about this anymore. And you, like you said, you already had said, no, I'm never working with that bastard again. You did that. But your emotional feelings for that never let go. And you got the chance now to see, to not live it, but in a way, in order to have the emotion come back, you do have a little bit of living the emotions that we store. See this thing that brought right to your face, this on this Facebook page that you never saw before, because you brought it. That's the manifesting part of these two working together. And then you eliminated it. It's a win-win. You had a great experience of exactly what's going on vibratorily right now.
Yeah.
Good for you. It makes perfect sense, right?
Mhm.
Go
Is
ahead.
just how you were talking about that, it kind of fits with this time. It's kind of had the image of kind of husks drying, like wheat drying off and just blowing away. Like it's done its time, it's had its moment of life, and now that electricity is kind of just drying it out, which is Lamasi, it's a dry time. So kind of all of those things like wheat, wheat and the chaff just drying off. So
Grow it, magnetic to keep it. And then when it's done, the wind in the air is going to blow it. They don't fall down unless they're harvested down, right? If you just let them go, they're standing there, they just dry out where they are, right? So that's the fire of the season. That's how they used to use it back then. So the earth grew it, the magnetic, and the water kept it growing. And then when it got time for the birthing of it, it takes fire for it to birth. And then if you don't harvest it, it just dries back up through the air. It's a very elemental time because you can actually visually see the elements working on the earth now more than any other time. And that's what's happening to you as well. But this is a time to look at that too. What do we need to nourish ourselves? This is a great time to say, okay, is there something I wanted to do with myself that I haven't been able to do because I feel unmotivated, or I'm not sure if it's going to work, or yeah, maybe later. Because this is the time where maybe laters don't really happen. It's like you want to, okay. You don't want to, okay. But it's not guilt on either side. Sometimes we do stuff and we feel guilty for doing this over that, which is kind of crazy, but we do. And then we feel guilty because we didn't do this over that. We are our own worst enemies when it comes to causing emotional issues within our bodies and our minds and our spirit. We are the problem. So if you just let it go, I feel like I want to do this, and do it. Or, I don't feel like I want to do this. Okay, don't. But you have enough support right now. You will get to the thing you didn't want to do, and you will get to the thing you do want to do, because the energy's there to do either. So maybe now you're tired, but in a couple hours you're like, okay, I'm ready, and you'll have the support. It's a really wonderful time. Any questions? No? All right, so this week we are going to continue on this path. What I'd like you to do, please, is really think about what I said today about having other things to do, what you choose to do every day. Is it a choice of emotion, or is it a choice of need, or is it a choice of speculation? Is it a choice of being more present? Why are you choosing these things? And they'll show up. For me, I'm always working on podcasts and videos and all that. And some days I go, I just don't feel like doing that today, but I'm going to be behind if I don't. So later it worked. It didn't work at that time, but later it did. It's like, that's the energy saying, did you want to still do that? Oh, yeah, I feel, oh, okay, here we are. Here's the energy for it. Or I need to sleep. Okay, here's the energy for that. It's just that easy. You got to just be really conscious of it. So this week, see what things there are that you're choosing because you think you need to do it or you have to do it or you feel like doing it or you don't feel like doing it. Be outside as much as you can, feet on the ground as much as you can, definitely. And like Louise was saying, nature is right outside your door. It's not like you have to go far to find it, but you do have to be in the air to find it. You must be outdoors. And, just speak out loud when you're outdoors, being grateful. Just give gratitudes right out loud. You don't have to scream them, but you have to hear them yourself, whatever you're grateful for. This is one of the best times to do that. Giving gratuity that floats between both vibratory fields is in a sponge-like situation is going to travel and travel and travel. It's not just need electric for that. You do need magnetic for that. And manifestation, if you have something that you want to accomplish, like let's say, Lou, you want to change the house or something, and you feel like, well, I'm not really sure how this is going to look or whatever, but I really want to do it. And then you just start going, you'll find you don't really need to know the set pattern. It will show you what to do. So it's a lot about giving up control. Let the energy show you what it sees for you instead of what you see for you. Okay, everybody good?
So we just note what we feel to do versus what we have to do, just write them down?
Yeah, write them down and then see which one you do based on how it felt, not
Okay.
the need to do, because that's ego. Ego will always outshine conscious choice.
I'm just trying to, so write down, once we do the task, whether we wanted to or needed to, write down how we felt about doing the task.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, like let's say right now, for example, I have to cut. I'm working on 2 podcasts at once. I have to cut it down so it fits a certain amount of time. I want to do that now. I did not want to do that this morning, but it has to get done. But I felt no pressure.
Mhm.
That's how you know the essence of the difference of the energies working together. So that's kind of where I'm going with that. Is that helpful?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then, ladies, we're done because, people got to go.
We go.